I do, yes. Remember the like candy corn flavored orange Sprite
I didn't
with
have
whipped
it,
cream on top?
but it
came in that glass.
It came in this glass.
Yeah. What do you mean you didn't have it? You
Well,
dumped it in the
drank
bush.
it.
I had it. That was mine. It was one of the
Yeah.
most disgusting things I've had.
Philip and Kirsten got
That
it.
sounds awful.
And it had
separated sugar
it
and
had like half a shot of vodka.
It was
half a shot of vodka. That was it.
Amazing.
It was so bad.
They put like a little bit of vodka in it, and then a bunch of candy corn flavoring, and then a bunch of like what is it, like orange crush?
Oh.
That's what it's
No, that's
called?
different.
No, something like that.
Yeah, so it was
That's-
orange flavored and candy corn flavored, which, as we all know from that informational video I sent out a few Halloweens ago, is honey flavored. Honey and high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, and
Yeah, they're honey flavored.
none of the tastes worked together.
No, they really
They
didn't.
really
But
didn't.
we drank it because
Like
of Halloween
A
times.
third of it was whipped cream.
That one was pretty good. It had the Halloween sprinkles on it.
Not enough sugar.
It just needs more. You just sprinkle just normal granulated sugar, maybe orange colored granulated sugar on top of it. That's where they should have gone.
You need to stuff as much orange into Halloween things as possible.
Gotta be bold and daring.
And welcome back to the 7 Star to the Right podcast. This is session 35.
Brought to you by the concept of Halloween.
And the color orange.
So am I just paying for this episode or what?
What do you guys remember from last session?
Fine.
Plants, Jeffrey.
Yeah, we got some plants out in front of us. That was the last thing that happened. But there are other things that happened.
Thank you for being so understanding. Yes, David.
You
Plants.
It is currently out on the table in front of us because maybe we're having a combat right now.
Maybe we're not. Maybe they're friendly. Maybe we can talk them down
Maybe you can talk him down.
because we're so great at that.
I speak
Yeah,
plant.
let me just remind you of
Gee,
what these things
fascinating.
look like. They're shambling bipeds with bark-like skin. Vegetation drapes over its body as it lumbers forward. At the end of its elongated arms are sharp thorns, akin to claws. Its head is a flower that opens and closes to reveal a toothy mouth at the base of its neck.
So does it have like 5 fingers and at each of the end of the fingers there's a thorn? Or are we talking more like one big thorn and it can like poke at you like a bee drill?
It
Got it.
it has 4 fingers,
Okay.
finger thorns.
Got it.
Yeah.
Does it have opposable thumbs?
Yes, it does.
Okay,
Very
so
importantly.
3 normal fingers and then thumb fingers.
Yeah.
So like Mewtwo.
So no pinkies.
no pinkies.
Okay,
All
so
right.
they're not fancy. This much we know.
And its
They
head
lost their
is grape shaped.
It's a flower.
It's shaped like the thing from what's it?
From-
grape,
yeah,
with
I
grape with a straw through.
Grape
is
with
what
a
it's
straw
shaped
through.
Think
like.
of the Demigorgon from Stranger Things,
Got
like its
it.
head
Vaguely
that just sort of
grape.
opens up.
Could fit a grape in that.
You can fit many grapes in that.
Yeah. Fit a
Have we
whole
tried
bunch of grapes.
feeding them grapes?
No, you
I haven't
haven't.
tried anything.
Ah, fuck. Why
So
must
yeah,
it always
that's about
result
it.
in violence?
I think that's everything that happened last episode.
Oh, I got so many notes.
Oh,
You ready
please,
for this?
please go over the
Here's
notes.
the Cliff Notes version. We go back to get Juan. We leave Arcus. We get vac suits. We visit Claire's hometown. It has been razed. We set Claire's house on fire. This is from Kirsten. Prediction. This is the Lost Island. We landed on an island filled with vegetation. We found a metal door, opened it, and entered a tunnel, which led to a basement thingy where we are about to get attacked by plant creatures. There's your Cliff Notes version. That's all the main things that happened last time.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Obviously, quite an emotional moment for Claire to visit her hometown. She picked up a couple of things. These things started to stir after I think Micah threw a rock down into the dark abyss. Yeah.
Sounds like a thing I did.
Was
Yeah,
it Micah? I thought it
The
was
dark
me.
abyss.
I can't remember.
it
now.
was your idea.
Yeah.
So maybe it was you who
Micah
did it.
is leading the way.
I-
That just on brand.
I think that was most of the things you took good notes.
Thank you.
It's
like my thing.
There was one
Sometimes.
strange happening, whereas you guys approached the island, the radiation increased, and after that sort of radiation hit a peak of some kind, it then gently lowered back to a pretty livable amount once you're actually on the island itself.
Right. We decided we were like at clicky, but not at clicky.
3.6 Rotkins.
Yeah, you
Ah,
could probably
well, then
spend
fine.
like a day or so here without a radiation suit on and not die.
Yeah, but why would you
probably-
want to?
Yeah, but probably
let's
don't
not.
try and do that. Like short exposure probably won't mean too much in the long run.
So we're less concerned about that whole thing we were discussing the previous time we were wearing vac suits, which is like the attacks with the puncturing and stuff, like something to keep an eye on, but not, oh God, I'm being sucked out into the vacuum of space.
Yeah, you're not going to depressurize and just start suffocating if you get if your suit gets ripped.
Yeah.
But Micah doesn't have a suit.
No.
I don't,
Make
but
it dope.
I've got my magic force thing, so I'm fine.
Oh, and you can also do it to other people. So if someone else has a scratch in their suit, like Micah can just
That's
like
fair.
whoop.
Just
Yeah,
be in this
it takes
bubble,
me
friends.
committing a little more effort, but I can do that.
All right, cool.
Cool. So as you guys obviously walked down these steps into the dark, yes.
Oh, and there's a
Kirsten.
computer somewhere. I forget where, but there's a computer somewhere and we need to look at it.
There's a
Yes.
computer somewhere?
So
There's a computer somewhere.
what you guys walked into is what appears to be a lobby.
Right.
You have a door on the left and a door on the right, and in the middle, and this is on the opposite wall of the stairs that you came down on. And in the middle is a long desk that would look like some kind of like reception that has a desktop, a data slab on it, and it does appear to have some power associated with it. So that
Uh-huh.
good
We
call
need to
out.
hacky it.
And in the middle of this room is just a bunch of very large roots that reach down from the ceiling all the way into the ground below. And from these roots, these guys that I previously explained start creeping out. A total of 6 of them.
Yep, they sure do.
Yep, and each one has its own very own root that it's coming out of.
Yeah.
And they're
Just
all
some
very
guys.
nicely spaced around the room.
Yep. So
For them.
I guess it's the start of combat, huh?
I still want to try feeding them grapes, but I guess we can fight them.
So
We did
They
roll
make us
initiative
roll
already.
initiative.
well, we rolled initiative. So Micah, what would you like to do? Would you like to feed them some grapes?
grapes! Do we
There-
have grapes? We don't even have
That's the
tea.
big problem.
There is one
we didn't
that's-
go shopping for grapes.
There is one like just within 10 meters of you, so you could just walk up to it and maybe feed it a grape or something.
There's not a grape in 10 meters. There's
No. There is a creature in front of you, this plant-like creature.
Okay.
That is only 10 meters
Now,
away.
is there like a vending machine in this lobby? Anything like that?
Sadly, no.
No.
You might have to venture farther in to find an actual.
Just be like, hold on one second. We all turn, we go back, we go find a different hatch buried in the sand. Then we find grapes.
and this one will have a big wooden wheel that you turn to teleport.
All right. Well, that sounds
So
great.
sad.
That sounds fine.
It was such a bad show, you guys.
I
All
think I'm gonna like when these boys start crawling out of the roots, I'm gonna kind of like put my arms out and be like, whoa, hold up, there's shit in here. I'm
up.
going to summon my telekinetic armory in gun mode.
Form of gun.
I'm like I don't think I can actually push people back, but like try and get us more toward the entryway, like back into the stairwell, not into the room, and then take a shot at the closest one.
Okay. So I assume it's this one that I'm pointing at right now.
Yeah, the one that's like kind of to our left.
Cool.
Because the other one's hiding behind a root, right? We can't really see it.
Yes.
We can
There's
assume
also
it's there
one.
because we can extrapolate based on all the other roots.
Yeah, there's another one that's a little bit farther away that's directly in front of Micah. So there are 6 of them. So you sometimes need to be a little specific as to which one you were
Just
attacking.
number them.
Play that one was cocked.
Yeah, I'm not going to number these guys. They're all going to die very soon. I know how this goes.
20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Goodbye, number 1.
You've named it. Now you're emotionally attached.
Sorry, 10 damage.
Number 1, no! It's dead.
Oh, okay. Cool.
These
10
things are going to
damage
be
is-
peaceful, and I'm going to feel very sad.
10 damage is a lot of damage. Claire is going to go next. She actually had a pretty high initiative, and she is going to take a play from your playbook, Micah, and she's going to move over to the side of this entryway. kind of pressing up against the wall, and around the corner there's one about 15 meters in front of her that she is going to shoot at with her laser pistol. And she misses. She tries to stabilize her shot, and it goes wide and hits the root behind it.
She's
One
trying
of
her
the
best.
opposite-
She's working
to
on
quickly
it.
take us out of combat. I did level up Claire over this past downtime, so she is level 5 along with you guys, and she's got some cool new powers that she's gonna show off maybe at some point in the future. Anywho, it's the Sporan's turn. So let me see what I want to do here. Okay, so they're all moving at the same time, and the two in front are going to attack Claire and Nona.
Interesting. Okay.
There's one in the back that is going to move up to this large root in the center, and the one of the Sporans that is on that root in the center also is going to take cover behind that central root. Listening to me struggle as I move the pieces on the board. And this last one in the back left corner of the room is going to move up. There we go. And so the two in front of Nona and Claire are going to take some swings. And they're going to swing at you with their thorny claws. Nona, that is a 17 to hit.
It does not.
You have an AC of 18 or
I
higher?
do now.
Oh, man.
Ironhide, baby.
Well, Claire does not have that much AC.
We'll hope it rolls worse then.
It does roll worse.
Fantastic.
It rolls a total of 6, and Claire does take 1 shock damage because she only has an AC of 12. Okay. And so these two in front of you do what you kind of expect. They run at you with their big thorny claws and they claw at you. Now, these other 3 are about to do something that you wouldn't quite expect. They're going to peek from the cover, open up their heads so you can see this gaping hole at the base of their neck. And they're going to hawk some sickly green goo at you. These two are going to attack Micah, and the other one is going to attack Nona.
Rude.
Yes.
Gross.
They're going to hawk some loogies, some acidic loogies. Here's one. That is a 17 to hit you, Micah. Does that hit?
That does.
All right. And I'm going to do the
I
other
have
one
a lower
as
AC
well.
than Nonan now.
And this one is a 12. Does that hit, Micah?
No.
Okay, so only one was able to get a shot on you. This glob falls directly on your shoulder, and you start to feel this burning sensation. You take 3 damage.
Did you roll to hit me and do that already?
No, I was going to do that right now. So those were the 2 attacks on Micah, and this is the one on Nona.
Come on.
And it's a miss. It's a 7. All right. And that is their turn. It is now Dorian Gray's turn, which is just, I get to keep doing stuff.
Yeah.
So Dorian Gray is going to move up and going to take a stab at the one that is attacking Claire because she thinks that Claire might be the one most in need of help.
That might very well be true.
And she's going to take out her very cool knife and not stay put, but just stab this Sporan with it. She misses, but the Sporan takes 1 point of shock damage. And it is now Alex's turn. So in the opening volley, 1 Sporan is downed, 2 have rushed you guys, and 3 seem to be taking cover and hawking some loogies.
Cool. In that case, Alex is gonna pull up behind Nona and Claire. And he's gonna point his laser pistol straight at the Sporan that Dorian Gray was attacking before. He's gonna take a shot at it.
Okay, cool.
10 to hit.
That is a miss. So you take it at the same another shot at the same one that has been attacking Claire, and you're unable to hit. Did you say you moved? Or you?
Barely.
Okay. Like there?
Yeah, I wanted to kind of.
Okay, excellent. And it's now Nona's turn.
Hooray. So since this thing is right up on me, remind me, I just straight up can't shoot it unless I'm moving farther away from it.
That is correct. I assume you have the shear rifle out. Yeah, so that's a long rifle. You aren't able to fire that when you have someone in melee range with you.
Right. Okay. And so then basically I can disengage and move away from it, and that can be my entire thing, or I can try to melee it, right?
Yes, you can effectively club up your weapon and try and bash
Could
it.
do that, or I could bite it.
Do you want to bite it?
I mean, I don't know. This is the first time that's ever come up before.
You know, it's plant matter. It's probably
I'm
fine for you.
Saying.
I do what you want.
I mean, like, basically, so if I club, the only problem is if I club up the weapon, I then have to take a turn clubbing it down, don't I?
It's a move action.
Okay.
So you wouldn't be able to move and club it up. Well, depending on what you want to do. You can club it up and attack right now just fine.
Right. And then I would have to club it down to be able to shoot again.
Yeah.
But I could do that without moving.
Yeah, effectively think you're changing your hand placement on this thing, so you're effectively swinging it over top of your head. And
Can I
making
shoot
it
the
a
one that's
club.
by Claire, or would that be too close to me as well?
you won't be able to fire.
And everything
on
else is
something
undercover.
Yes.
All right. Okay. I guess what would be the difference between clubbing up the web? I don't have attack things on me. The difference between clubbing up a weapon and hitting it, and the difference, because I've got -1 on both of them.
So it'd be melee. And I believe that the damage is like the same as what a like medium primitive weapon would be. So it'd be like 1d6 if you hit. And then like 1 shock damage, AC 13 or something along those lines.
Okay.
You could also back away from it, expect it not to be able to hit you, and then fire on it.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I think my AC is in a good enough place where I can take attack of opportunity or whatever that's called in this game.
Yep.
All right, great. I'm gonna
Whereabouts
do
do you want to move?
I think I want to stay in the room, so I think I want to back up to the minimum range I need to back up to be able to shoot it freely, but not like go too far. Yeah.
So like the edge of the stairs.
Yeah, that's probably good.
Okay, it will take a swing at you.
Sure.
As you leave its space. It's not going to hit because you have an absurd AC. That's a 16.
You're the one who leveled this up.
This is your fault.
I'm saying.
Take your shot.
All right, cool. So I roll a d20 and then I add my shoot modifier?
Yep.
Okay.
You add your shoot.
Oh, that's not going to
Your
do it.
dex.
That's a 6 total.
No, that does not hit. You add your shoot, dex, and attack bonus.
Shoot
All
dex.
right. That was Nona's turn, and that is the bottom of the order. So we go back to the top of the order, which is Micah. Micah, what you want to do?
Right. Well,
These things spat at
I'm gonna
you.
I'm gonna like try and frantically wipe away a little bit at my shoulder. Fuck, I like this jacket. So they are behind the roots that are sort of in the middle of the room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the sense of scale you've put here. I can't quite tell. Would I be able to make it around those roots to like melee one of them with 10 meters of movement?
I would say you'd be able to melee the one to my left and your right.
Okay. So I think I'm going to change out my gun for my I-beam, and I'm going to run up and I'm going to try and whack that one.
Okay, this one is also right by you as well, the one that Nona just ran away from. So it will take a swing at you if you're okay with that.
Okay, I am. I think that, the others have those two handled, and I need to rush in for the ranged ones.
Cool. All right, that was a 17 to hit. Does that hit?
That is the second hit that just meets my AC, yes.
Excellent. It will do a mighty 1d4 damage. 2. It
Got
claws at you, and you get a little nick. And you're like, ow.
Ow.
You're about
Stop.
to turn into a plant werewolf.
Oh, yeah.
Calling it
That's
now.
obviously what's happening.
I haven't made you make a physical saving throw yet.
It might be a Sleeping Beauty thing.
You can fall
Oh,
asleep
good
and never
point.
wake up until your prince kisses you, or your princess,
Or I'd turn into a plant zombie.
or your
There's so many possibilities.
or your
many.
non-binary
Royalty of choice.
Yeah.
royalty of choice.
Or your non-binary zombie plant. Ready
Oh,
to kiss
yeah.
you. Yeah.
So many options.
So many
Yeah.
options.
The world is full of
Who do you
beauty.
want to kiss, Micah?
I want to roll a
Zombie
d20 to kill a thing. That's 23 to hit. Does that hit?
that hits.
Okay, cool. And that is 10 damage.
That is also dead.
Black.
Hooray.
So
Huh.
you take your
'Cause it's what you did.
your telekinetic
You
eye
wasted
beam
it.
and just cave, I don't know, its torso in because it doesn't really have a head. And it
Got
just
the pretty
crumples.
flower head. You just knock it off like sometimes those people popping the tops off of daisies or whatever.
Oh
dandelions.
no.
There goes his head.
Claire is now going to go. What's Claire gonna do? Okay, Claire is going to. So she currently has one that's kind of up on her. Dorian Gray is also tussling with it, but she only has a laser pistol out right now. She doesn't really want to back away, so she's going to take that. I think it's -2 to fire a single-handed weapon in a
A close proximity.
in close proximity.
So
So she's gonna take that -2 and just go fucking. And she rolled a 12, which misses their AC. So she is a little frazzled at this point in time, but not in desperate need of any help. But she did miss that
better not
guy right in
be.
front of her.
We're
And
not
so-
letting you out of your room ever again.
And so it is now the Sporan's turn. I need to roll a couple of things real quick. No.
Just rolling some dice.
Just rolling some dice. Nothing to worry about here. Micah, you the ones that just shot at you and Nona earlier are going to convene on your location. They're going to meet at Micah.
Let's go. I mean, that's bad, but it's also what I intended.
And the other two are going to turn their way towards the the still masked Dorian Gray.
I was about to say we're going to get some
That
reveals
would be
here.
Yeah. So I'm going to
It was
roll Dorian Gray.
Dorian Gray was Dr.
first.
Samantha Calvin this whole time.
Both of those miss.
Well,
So
they're
she's
doing
just
great.
dodging between these different swipes. And the two against Micah. That's a 2 and a 4. Do those hit?
Great job.
Let me double check. I don't think so.
So these things are very clearly not terribly like,
Good at things.
well, they're not super scary, or at the very least, they're not scary to you guys. Maybe a couple sessions back, they would have been absolutely terrifying. But it is now Dorian Gray's turn, who will take another swipe at the one that is right next to Claire and the one that she's having trouble with. Dorian Gray, why are you awful? She rolled a 6. All right, Alex, your go.
I'm still going for the one that is not injured yet. Neither of them are injured.
Neither of
None of
them
the
are
two of them that are
injured.
right by the stairs.
We have not
Um,
managed to hit things, I don't think.
One of
Did we? I thought
No, I
it's
don't
just
think
been
so.
Micah's hit twice and killed, and everybody else has not hit anything.
one of them took 1 damage.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, it's shock damage.
No,
Yeah.
Claire took shock damage.
No, yeah.
No. One of
Claire
them took shock damage
One of
from
them took-
Dorian Gray. I think.
Yeah, one of
Oh,
them.
okay.
That's
Yeah,
it.
the
That's
one in
the one
the
I'll
one
hit.
in front
That's
of
the one
Claire
I'll go
took
for.
shock damage from Dorian Gray.
Okay, I believe in you.
All right, here we go. Oh, not 20.
That hits.
Hooray!
Now what do I roll damage.
You rolled damage.
I didn't expect to get this far.
I don't think I've ever done this before.
Yeah, Alex like literally puts a hand like almost over Claire's shoulder, like resting it against her to steady his arm that's like shaking, and he just points it as close as he can to the plant and deals 5 damage.
Nice.
Okay,
Nice.
And
it's dead.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
cool.
You shoot it directly in its chest, and it crumples over. And Claire goes, "Nice shot, Alex." What is this feeling? It's now Nona's turn.
The bloodlust, it creeps over me. I'm
No.
gonna fire on the same one, not moving, none of that.
Yep.
Oh, that's way better. That is a 19 plus a 5.
That hits. That's a
Right.
24 for you keeping track at home.
Yeah. So then that's 2d8 because I'm using the big gun. I do have 2d8s. Here we go. I have so many dice, you guys.
Yeah, you got the cool gun.
That is a 7 and a 8 on the dice.
So
I
a
think
total
it's
of
dead.
15 damage.
I think it's dead.
You know, these other things have been crumpling around like 6, 10, 15 will do it.
Well, I can't split it. I could have shot one dice at either thing if you'd let me do that, but I don't think that's how it works.
And just a reminder how the shear rifle works is it isn't necessarily an energy weapon, but it fires like these particles that effectively cause the atoms in the structure just to shear and split from one another,
You really
causing
like this
massive.
guy.
Jeff loves
It
it.
is-
Jeff
it loves
thinks it's
this
sick.
gun.
It is a cool gun, to
It's
be
more
fair.
than just a pew pew laser pew pew pew.
Jeff's like, omae wa mo shinderu.
Nani?
You don't know. You're already dead. And it just goes and then falls over.
It's totally one of those things where it's one of those things where it looks normal and then the like bad guy slides in half because they've been sheared.
Yeah, they actually put a little something extra in the gun to make like a fake blood splatter afterwards.
It also has to like wipe the blood off of her sword and then resheath it.
Yeah, it has a button on the side that just says a shing at the end.
You can get it modded so you pull the trigger and it does make the pew pew noises, which doesn't really do anything, but it makes you feel better inside.
Oh, Micah, it's now your go. You got these two things just sort of lightly like pawing at you.
That makes me a little uncomfortable. Okay. I would like to whack one.
Not softly pawing at you, lightly. Not gently.
A caress.
Just slightly.
An
A
unwanted
light
caress.
caress.
23 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
12 damage.
It's dead. Which one were you attacking? They're both right next to you.
The one that looks like it's more in front of me.
Yeah. So
my brother. But what it was
Oh,
more fun.
you shouldn't have picked that one. That was a special one. Now you hit it and spores go ejecting everywhere. And now there's just 12 more of them. You're just like, fuck.
My
And-
brother, why do you always go more in front?
And Claire is going to try and turn and fire at the last one standing that's currently clawing at Micah's back. And she hits.
Woo!
She
Woo,
gets a
Claire.
15 to hit.
All right. Kick its ass.
And she kills it.
Yay!
So
I
this
also-
thing is like sneaking up behind Micah, and then Claire just snapshots and blows the petals right off of its head.
I also really like our ending configuration here, and it feels very true to the spirit of things.
There's just a firing line of Nona, Alex, Claire. Dorian Gray's a little bit
A
of it.
little
and then
bit
in
into
the
the
middle
room.
of the room is just Micah wildly.
Micah is the dancing queen, and we are all
This
wallflowers.
was always the plan.
So that was the combat, guys. You did it.
Great. Do any of these root thingies look like they're about to shoot more?
Let's
plant
do
thingies
that
out of 'em?
after a quick pause so I can
Okay.
set up my screen so you
That's
guys
a
can't see
no.
what I'm doing.
That does feel like a no, doesn't it?
We'll find out
Next time.
That was the entire episode. Just you guys absolutely trouncing them.
And we're back. Welcome back to the.
And welcome back to the Nick Cage Appreciation Podcast.
You know what? Face Off is deathly underrated.
Yeah,
as
Face
a
Off
terrible
is-
film.
I've
Definitely not.
I've
It
seen
really
clips
sucks,
from it,
but-
but it seems like my kind of movie.
It's really. I want to take his face off.
I'm going to take his face off.
Nah, we're just kidding. We're still the 7-star of the right podcast.
We had you fooled.
You got me all excited.
Something Chuck Testa.
I was gonna go on a rant about Ghost Rider and Ghost Rider 2.
Oh no!
God damn! I forgot the Spirit of Vengeance.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
man, those were bad.
How dare you? Not on this podcast.
But then there's like National Treasure, which
It's
is like
true.
pretty all right.
We already did an intro ramble. We're in the middle of it.
We don't even do another intro.
Cut this out for when we don't know what to talk
No.
about next
Honestly,
time.
put this one at the top of the episode. It's good.
All right. So you guys have just cleared out this lobby.
Yep.
These
It's
things.
just this apartment building lobby.
I could live
We've
here.
taken
I could see myself
everything
in
not nailed down.
So I'll go over again the things that you see within the room. Obviously, there's these tree roots that the Sporan spawned from, or at least very least came from within, that reached down from the top of the ceiling all the way into the tiles itself. You see on the other side that there's this long desk, a reception desk with a data slab on it. Appears to still have power. I can give you a little bit more description as to what the doors look like on either side. So on the left, to the left of the lobby desk, there's this door that appears to be a little bit more heavy duty. It has that like the wired glass that's sort of like the break proof. And you see like a clear glass pane that is right next to it. You can't see into it, but it would make you feel like maybe that's like where security may or may not may be if they were to be looking over the lobby. And to the right, you don't see too far into it. It's still quite dark in here. There's little cracks in the ceiling that give you the occasional ray of light. But on the right side, it is just appears to be like a long hallway that sort of fades into dark. And you see a sign on the side of it that lists a few of the rooms that in that direction, labs, housing.
Cool.
Alex, for his part, is gonna kind of like, standing next to Claire still, just kind of like put a hand on her shoulder and be like, "Oh, you're fine. You okay? What's that? Yeah,
I hit it.
yeah,
Feel the bloodlust.
yeah. Me too." And he's kind of like looking over at the thing, kind of like shakes his head a little bit. Okay, good. All right. So, hostiles, probably a lot of them.
Yeah, what are these things? I'm gonna like kind of poke at it with my psychic stick.
Yeah.
Kind of look it over.
My second.
Are you actually like trying to discern like what the nature of these things might
I don't think
be?
I have any particular reason to know specifically, but I'm trying to like look at it like for clues, like was this a person once, that kind of thing.
Yeah, can you make an intelligence heal check for me, please?
Sure I can.
Oh no,
Alex, you
Soylent
can
Green
also
was
do this
people.
as
Yeah, I would do that. But first, I'm gonna reach into my pack and give Claire 2 Lazarus patches, which are used if somebody's downed. They stick the Lazarus patch on them, and it'll stabilize them.
And then it only works if you say Lazarus arise.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm pretty sure.
Someone else keep track of Claire's inventory.
What?
I don't want to keep track of it. I'm keeping track of everything else.
Lame.
Keeping track of a universe.
So that was an intelligence heal
Yep.
check. I got a 10.
Nice.
Okay. So you've been in combat before. You know how certain creatures and things tend to work when they are, shot at or in your case hit with a giant I-beam. And you take a look at it, and these do appear to be some kind of plant-based thing. But obviously, plants don't move around and spit green acid at you. And so you take a look at it, and it's bipedal. It has a lot of similar features to humans, and it acted a little bit like internally when you hit some of these things. It feels like what it felt like when you would hit a person. So
Gross.
You have an inkling that this may have once been a person, or at the very least was built in such a way to emulate a person.
All right, I'm going to call out, hey, Dory, you know what these are?
No, I can't say that I do. She's also squatting over one of them. In fact, rather than just poking it with like an errant branch, she's digging into it a little bit with a knife to sort of see its inner workings.
Gross. Oh, what color do they bleed?
Green.
Of course. Got that
A greenish
chlorophyll.
yellow.
Alex looks away when that happens. Not into that.
No, goes to the computer.
Yeah, she's not making a show of it or anything.
But like even just that. Is,
Yeah.
good for the boy.
Yeah, I don't know. This is nothing that I've heard about some spawns anything like this. So maybe it's unique to this island.
Kind of looks like they might have been people before. I mean, we were talking about all that freaky genetic crap before.
Well, that's why we're here, right?
Exactly. So guess we're in the right place.
No, goes to the computer.
Cool. So you walk up to this computer, and it's got this very very low, like blinking red. So it seems to be low on battery, but you've got some extra batteries.
Yeah,
around. You're
I've
able
been
to-
carrying around a data slab with me, so I could probably, assuming. Like,
Yeah, worst comes to
trade
worst, you
that,
could just
charge
rip
it.
out the hard drive, and you are as you're trying to page through like the contents of this, a lot of it is corrupted. You don't get a whole lot of the specifics, but you do get some things. This does appear to have been some kind of reception desk. You see there's one file that's just a laundry list of access files to both doors to either side of this, and you see a bunch of names, none of which that you really recognize or pay any mind to. A Dr. Chang, a Dr. Lily Isley.
I hate you so much.
What?
I hate you so
What are you
much
talking
right
about?
now.
I'm sorry. No, please explain to me what's going
Dr.
on.
Isley, Jeff?
Yeah, Dr. Isley.
Really?
Dr.
Philip, you want to take this one and yell
Dr.
at him
Lily
too?
Isley.
Or
I should know
Pamela Isley, aka
Oh,
Poison
mother-
Ivy.
this. Yeah. Go on, Jeff.
Just continue with your plant puns, you monster.
You didn't explain Dr. Chang.
Oh, that's the lost dude, isn't it?
Well, there you go. Anywho.
Everything's lost. This island is lost. We've been over that.
I added him in just for you, Kirsten.
Thanks, buddy.
So there's also additionally a bunch of shipping manifests. Obviously, this is like the location where not only people came in and out, but also who signed for these different packages or these different shipments. And it seems like the receiver of this location is called the Orchid.
Yes.
And throughout it, you see, there was a couple of vials of hydroditrite shipped here. And additionally, you see something labeled as genetic donor material. And you see a whole bunch of these, not a whole lot of hydroditrite, though. It seems like it was pretty scarce for whatever reason. It only came in like a couple of vials at a time. And the vials themselves are only in like the milligrams or maybe a little bit more. Not like getting vats of this stuff.
I mean, you wouldn't really need vats of this stuff unless you were planning on doing like a lot of it, right? And it seems like more the plan was these couple of like 12 people or however many people it was, the same people over and over again, right? As far as we're aware, there's not like, let's build an army of regenerated clone thingies.
Well, if this was what they were doing on the books, what were they doing away from it? What were they producing in-house that we're not looking at? It's hard to say.
Yeah, I mean, this is one place from what, like 50 years ago?
About 50 years
Something
ago,
like
maybe
that.
a little less.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've seen some stuff that seems like maybe not army, but they've been doing more than just the one family. Definitely.
On this hard drive, you see also a couple of journal entries. They must have been stored on the local network or something. I'm doing a Fallout here, guys.
I was just thinking that. I go through everybody's personal emails about the mandatory fun at work.
We get it, Jeff. Everything's derivative.
I love all of these things that I'm referencing in their own special way. Lost is a little bit of a
Love-hate
a
relationship.
love-hate relationship, but at the very least, you came across two entries on this hard drive. The first one reads, Day 0. Today is the first shipment that we have received from Their Excellence Chancellor Austere. I can barely hold my excitement. Of all of the proposals for research, one of their first acts as Chancellor is to accept my hypothesis that a plant-human hybrid could be suitable replacement for silence operatives. And why wouldn't they? Easier to feed, mass produce, and control. The specimens are getting cataloged as I write up this entry. If we are lucky, we might obtain a few that are suffering from metadimensional extroversion syndrome. It would be fascinating to investigate the applications of donation material that is soaked in metadimensional energy. Of course, extra precautions will need to be taken in order to securely store such specimens. Oh, so much to do and so much to discover. And it's signed at the bottom, Dr. Lily Isley. And then a second one, which reads, Day 364. This log is a little later in the day because we had a special guest at the lab. Chancellor Austere themselves. They're impressed with what our work has accomplished and promise to provide more materials as we have clearly earned it. We still have a few kinks to work out. First, while the Sporans are self-sustaining at this point, they have this nasty habit of bloating over time and then exploding with that acidic discharge. I suppose if we tamper with the ratios a bit more, we can have that be a defensive mechanism or even reproductive behavior. I should discuss this with Dr. Chain. And again, signed, Dr. Lily Isley. And that's all you see. That's all you were able to, at the very least, grab from this particular
Just
hard
envisioning
drive.
like every time you want to have sex, instead you just explode. I need more me.
Are you sharing everything that you read with us? Or
Yeah,
not?
so I'm reading
Okay.
out loud, verbatim, no emotion. It's probably quite boring.
Yeah.
Monotone.
He said reproductive behavior with the acid. And look nervously at my acid splash.
It's better
No,
to
it's okay because the D6s didn't roll out that way that time, so it's fine.
All right. So you guys are here in this room.
Yeah.
What do you want to do next?
Well, if that's all I can get off the computer, I think I vote we check out the security room.
Yeah. All right. Let's head over to that door.
Oh, one other thing. I want to look around for like ID badges, key card, anything like that sort of thing around the reception desk. I'm looking for security, basic level 1 security clearance, and then later we can find level 2 and level 3, and we'll just keep it rolling.
Yeah, you look at this desk and it's cluttered to say the least, but with a whole bunch of junk stuff that is either broken or just notepads and pens. Nothing that seems like a key or a key card of any type that you can immediately find.
And none of the drawers or anything, if there
No.
are drawers.
No, nothing of interest in the drawers.
All right, cool.
Okay. On the way over to the security room, I'm gonna try and just kind of look up and down the holes, I guess, where the roots are coming from, and see if I can like see anything immediately.
And this is into
Through there.
the security room itself.
Just on the way from like the middle of the room where the computer is, heading over in that direction. Just there, like one or
We're
two of
walking and
those
looking.
columns, and I'm just kind of checking them out, trying to look down, see if there might be more sporans, or see what's further down in the basement, anything like that.
Okay, so the roots themselves are actually, and you turn around and you keep going around these roots, and they don't appear to be hollow. These things seem to be solid, and you see these impressions that you would assume that the sporans actually came from. So they don't seem to be climbing in and out of this giant plant. It just seems that they perhaps like grafted themselves on or just rested on it for so long that they were just slowly engulfed by it. So a quick cursory glance shows that it doesn't appear that there's anything else that could possibly like come here unless it was through one of the doors.
Okay, well, cool then. Yeah, so let's head over to the security room.
Cool. So you guys make your way over to the left side of this lobby. You look in, and there aren't as many cracks in the ceiling as there are in the lobby, so you can't quite see what exactly is going on in there. You see the outline of a couple of lockers that are lining the wall, and on the far wall, as you look in, you also see what appears to be some kind of cage. You can't quite see what's inside of it.
You said there
but it's
was a
like
window,
chain link. I'm
right?
sorry?
You said there was a window,
Yeah,
right?
you're looking into the
Can we
window.
flashlight?
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
Okay.
well, there you go. You use the flashlight and you can see things a little more clearly.
I wanted to make sure we got that in so you didn't have to describe everything twice. You see the silhouette of a thing. You see that thing. Yeah.
As you shine inside this room, you can actually see within the chain link now, it appears to be some kind of weapon locker. There's very clearly an electronic lock on the side of it, so maybe some kind of key card would be necessary in order to enter, if the electricity even still works in here. In front of you, near where this glass pane is, you see a desk that seems to have, you can't quite see them, but it looks like monitors. You can't see if the monitors are on or operational from the vantage point that you currently have, but you also see a data slab that is situated on the desk itself, and it has this slow pulsating red glow coming from the monitor. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna try and open the door.
Okay.
To get in.
The door's open. So you were
Great.
able to walk inside and you see everything a little bit more clearly. Basically, as I described, there's stuff in here. What do you want to do?
Well, unfortunately, I appear to have left my black slab on the ship, so that's sad. But good news is I am a robot and can hack things, so I'm gonna hack everything I can possibly hack.
So what exactly are you guys
So
doing
basically,
within this
we've
room?
got like the main computer and then like the weapons locker kind of thing, right?
And some lockers that are on the side of the wall.
Yeah, sure, but those are analog. Those are boring.
Okay. What,
I think probably start with the main computer, see what we can find out from that.
so no, you go to the security desk and you start looking around. The monitors themselves seem to be smashed, broken, or at the very least, some of them are not smashed, but are just inoperational.
Sure.
But the data slab just has this pulsating message on it, and it is alert. On the 493rd day of research, the orchid has not finally.
Finally. No. Say finally. We all know it was coming. We were messing around with plant human hybrids. The security officer knew what was about to happen.
Alert. On the 493rd day of research, the orchid has been overrun by entities within the compound. Assume personnel compromised. Immediate and aggressive action recommended. And it just appears to be on this loop where it's pulsating this message. It doesn't appear to be anything else of note on it. If you start it up, it just shows that exact same message again.
Alex, for his part, is going to be posted up by. There's only one entrance to this room, the one we took, or is there?
Sorry. Yes, I should have said. As you guys were able to step into the room and have a better look, it does appear that on the far side of the wall, almost probably connecting to the long hallway that you guys chose not to go down, it appears that there is a doorway that feeds into that hallway.
Got it.
Can we see the guns that are in the gun cage or weapons cage or whatever?
Yeah,
before we look
sorry.
too much into the room, Alex is going to kind of point Dorian Gray over towards that direction and have her post up on that door, and he's going to post up on the door that we just came through.
And she looks through and says, "Clear here." In fact, there appears to be a lot more light coming from that direction.
Okay. We're staying in the room. It just want guards.
So,
and I want to check out, what's in the weapons locker.
okay. So you guys looking, it is chain link. You would think, Micah, that after a couple of bashes, you'd be able to get into this thing if you really wanted to. A quick cursory glance, it does look that some things might be in a chest that is in there, but you do at the very least see one mag rifle that's on top of the chest. It's a type of conventional weaponry, as well as a line of flash grenades.
I do love me some flash grenades.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you.
Those have been useful for us up till now.
And I think we're out of them currently.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to miss this stuff. So be nice to try and get in. It's locked with like a key card lock, or
That's what it appears to be. Yeah.
All right, I'll look around to see if there's one lying around, and if not, I'm prepared to smash.
Yeah,
Are
I mean, I think if you
just looking around, like,
I mean, like, is it on the desk?
Let's
Is it
go
in a drawer?
check the locker.
Okay, yeah.
In the locker.
You guys check the lockers. You find a couple of things in the lockers. You see some
Hooray.
combat field uniforms, if that is something that you want to take along with you.
Are they nice?
They're 50 years old, but they
Not out of style. Retro.
Yeah.
Retro, it's coming around.
Is it
Retro
coming back?
combat, honestly.
they I think they have like 16 AC or something like that. Probably sell for 400, 500 credits. I can't quite remember.
Nice.
They're it's not nothing, but it's not like power armor.
And it's not a vac suit or anything. So
Nah.
Yeah.
So you guys wouldn't be able to
We
put
ain't
it on
taking
right
for
now
later.
without taking off your
What's-
vac suit unless Michael wants to. What's up?
So really fast. Sorry, AC of 16. Is this one of those things that would be okay for a random person to be wearing in a random crowd, or is it
No,
like
this is like
armored enough that
military-
it's one of those things that?
Yeah, this is like
Okay,
military
so there's not
gear.
really super any reason to have it.
I wouldn't mind having something more secure in locations where, we can be not vac suited. I would want to wash that profusely before it came anywhere near my body.
There's a lot of mothballs.
Oh, no.
Was
Not
there
the moths.
here?
Uh-oh.
Oh no, plant moths.
I think I might look good on you.
Take the mothballs, too.
Okay, we'll take one.
At least one. We can sell the
Yeah,
rest.
I think we should take. Yeah, I mean, how heavy are they?
I don't know. You have to look up the
That's fair.
encumbrance. I assume they're one encumbrance or something like that.
Probably makes sense. Sorry, what is the official name of this again?
Combat field uniform.
Field spelled FY.
Yeah.
Oh, don't
Q.
even start with that. Yeah, they've got an encumbrance of one. Also, the mag rifle is 2d6 plus 2.
Yeah, the mag
or
rifle's pretty
2d8
nice.
plus 2.
But you guys don't have that yet. That's behind a chain link fence.
Yeah, I know.
So-
but we can see it,
Yeah.
which means it will
Damn it.
eventually
Damn it,
be
I
ours.
thought I got Jeff.
It will eventually be ours. Yeah, so no, encumbrance, and I'm basically carrying nothing, roughly. So
Okay.
what the hey, let's be a
So you
little
guys,
pack rat.
and as you continue to look through, you also find 200 just loose credits. You find them as you pat down the combat uniforms. You see them like, oh, there's a cred stick in here, and so like, oh, this is good currency. Like we can actually use this as a place of business.
I have added it to the group money stash.
Okie doke.
And those were the big things that you found. And
Sure.
as you were packing away one of the field uniforms, you see a key card slip out of one of the
Yay!
breast pockets.
Somebody
of one
forgot
of them.
to empty their pockets. All right.
What's the name on the key card, Jeff?
Does that have a plant pun too?
Jared Nito. It's Jared Nito.
Batterly Man with 2 N's.
Okay, I think yeah, for now, I'm not carrying all that much stuff. I think we'll take 2 uniforms, unless you want to grab one. I was thinking one
No,
for you.
I want
for
one
Claire.
for use and one for selling, unless they have any kind of like gestures over to Claire, unless they have children's sizes for some reason.
Claire's a teenager, right?
She's like 17 years old.
Yeah.
Children's sizes.
I'm like saying like you would have to be on the petiter side. Like probably we'd have to go looking for an adult small
You can
because
take it in a little bit.
army men are generally.
I-
Yeah,
I'm just
okay.
gonna
I'm
say-
taking all of these. How
Okay,
many of
yeah.
these are there?
There's 2.
Okay.
The
Perfect.
uniforms?
Yeah.
There's 2 of them.
Perfect.
All right, so I'll take the key card then when that slips out and try to open the weapon locker with it.
You guys solved my puzzle.
Oh my god!
Oh my
that
god,
was
you solved my puzzle.
Such a puzzle.
Yeah, you can get into it just fine.
Ooh.
You find the following things.
It's a trap.
That Kirsten, just write them down. You can hand them out to people
one
later.
second.
So as you
Right.
go through this gun locker, you find 4 grenades, 4 flash grenades,
For stun grenades.
2 mag pistols, and a mag rifle.
They like their conventional weaponry.
Cool. Great.
Do you want to hand anything to Claire? She currently only has a laser pistol, which
Oh
is
heck yes.
fine. But if you want to give her the mag rifle or the mag pistol, which I think deals a little bit more damage, even though it might be a little less accurate,
Do you want one of these?
I know maybe a little upgrade would be nice.
You're not used to recoil.
Yeah, you got to practice with the recoil a little bit, but I think you can handle it.
So I can try like with the pistol. I'm not asking for the rifle.
No, yeah. Oh, please don't.
sure.
Just take the first couple shots carefully. Do you have any concept of kill zones? Of basic military? Does anybody have any concept of basic military tactics?
Don't
We were
walk in
on the
front
ship for
of-
so many days.
Don't walk in front of where a gun's pointing.
No, that's that's pretty good. That's a good basic thing to have. But okay, never mind. What we can perhaps not the
I'm sorry, give me-
classroom for this.
Give me the name of the uniform things again, just so I can
Combat field
field.
uniforms.
That's the word I was missing.
F
Don't you start with me. All right.
It's failed.
You're welcome.
Like
the note taker
FUI.
has written down the things
all right,
no one
excellent.
else needs to remember.
You guys got stuff. Here we go. We're moving on. Dorian Gray's like, let's keep moving.
You stay by that door.
And she are you guys going to continue? I assume as you guys move forward, you're always going to be trying to keep the same general Micah, Nona, Claire, Alex, Dorian Gray. That formation as you guys move along.
I mean, if Dorian Gray's base weapon is a knife, I'd be inclined to have her closer to the front now. So she can.
She also has a mag pistol.
All right. Then let's keep that marching order. Why not?
Okay.
Love it.
She just likes her blade.
The knife is pretty
Also,
cool.
I'm pretty sure the knife like shoots lasers or something. She slashed it once and it sent out like a wave of something. So
Only if she has full health.
You didn't see the.
Jeff liked that one.
You really did. You didn't see light emanate from it. You just saw her cut across something, and then it followed. Then the flesh beast got cut as well.
Got it.
So it was almost basically invisible, like what was happening. But you assumed that one thing led to another.
All right. Down the hallway to the classroom.
So as you guys make your way down this hallway, it actually starts to get quite a bit lighter, like even more brightly lit than the lobby, which had these rays of light with the roots punching through the top of the ceiling. And as you get farther and farther down this hallway, it's actually quite long. You see just what appears to have been the ceiling just absolutely collapsed. And so there's just a bunch of rubble that is in front of you, and you can just see outside. It's still pretty bright. It's like midday, maybe a little bit later than that. And as you continue on your way, you see a couple of directional arrows. There's one that's pointing towards where the hallway continues, and it says lab number 1. There's one as to where you came from, that's lobby. And there seems to be another one that points towards the rubble itself, where this hallway may be split off. It says housing that way, but it almost seems like completely and utterly impassable that way. And then additionally, due to the fact that it seems like this whole ceiling is caved in, you see all of this flora. That's it. Fauna is
deers.
Yeah, you see all of this flora, and you see these big, beautiful flowers that dot like the walls, and there are a few on the ground itself, obviously basking in the amount of extra sun that they are getting from being directly within the sunlight. That's what you guys see.
Yeah, I'm going to stop for a second and say, how certain are we that these plants aren't also going to come to life and attack us? Because
I don't trust any plant in a planet where plants don't grow.
Can I set it on fire?
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's not set the flammable, group of things on fire. If we can get one, who wants to, we can shoot one.
Dorian Gray speaks up and says, "Guys, they're just flowers."
Yeah, well, you took multiple swings at the flower just a little bit ago. Yeah,
I suppose. Do you want me to go first? I can go first.
You're gonna use your knife?
Oh, do you want me to stab a flower?
No, I want you to shoot the flower.
Okay, yeah. And she takes out her mag pistol and she lines up the shot just fine, and she shoots one, the one closest to you guys, but you're still a ways back since you're afraid of a flower.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, we are, Jeff.
And as you hit it, it appears like this yellow pollen seems to come up from it, and you almost hear like a hissing sound as the flower then just sort of wilts.
Ever played Dark Souls? Okay, well, this has proved nothing.
Honestly, I don't know. Is that a normal thing that would be expected from a flower? Or did it just get pissed at us from shooting it? What sort of hissing sound, Jeff? Was it like vampires in the
like
night
air
or air
escaping.
escaping?
like air being let out of a balloon. kind of
Okay,
hiss.
cool.
You see,
Okay.
That
You're
is
fine.
not
We're
how I
trying to
expect a
figure-
flower to react when I shoot it. I don't expect a flower to react when I shoot it. This one had a clear reaction. I don't
Well,
like
do
it.
you want to see?
If
Want me to
it's-
see like what that stuff is? If it's just like
No, did you not read the thing where they were like the thing explodes?
I mean, it does, but these aren't those things. I don't know. I'll go off of what you guys
Going
think.
Gray, I have to tell you a story about Tony.
we
Tony would-
hate him now.
Look, if it's like spreading some pollen or whatever, all of us are safe. You have vac suits. Like, I don't
Yeah,
really care about that.
okay,
As long as it's not trying to stab us, I like it should be fine.
I'm fine with keeping on going, but I'm gonna be watching these things very closely for any signs of movement and like, because that worked so well last episode.
Are the flowers growing in the hallway that was caved in or towards the lab? I'm sorry. if I missed
They are
that.
growing on top of the collapsed ceiling. So where there's this basking ray of sunlight that comes down on them.
Oh, so we could like climb up the rubble potentially.
They are also on
But
the
they're on the
walls
rubble.
themselves.
Okay.
All right.
I can shoot more of them if you'd like.
Do we want to go to the hallway or do we want to try the lab?
The
lab is the
collapsed
hallway.
hallway.
Oh, is the
The-
lab on the
yeah.
other side of the collapsed hallway?
No, the lab is clear. The way to housing is
Yeah,
blocked.
the way to
by-
housing is like
the
completely and utterly caved in.
And that's where the plants are.
No, the plants are
Everywhere.
towards the lab.
Got it.
Where you would want to theoretically go, because the only other direction you can go is back towards the lobby. Where
Got
you came.
it.
Yeah.
I could try and like excavate all this rubble, but it'd probably take a long time.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
maybe go in the direction that doesn't involve us digging things up for hours. That was not, no, that was Kristen.
Okay.
We should go this way.
wait,
It seems easier. There we go.
Just 1 second. Sorry. I am in a very dangerous state of mind. And he picks up one of the rocks, one of the smaller pieces of rubble, and he chucks it down the lab towards all the flowers.
Okay.
Love this rock throwing plan.
As you throw this rock, as it skips and hops, you see it like hit a couple of these vines that immediately like sort of shoot into the plant, the flower itself, and the vines that shoot in, the flower that's associated with them gives off that same sort of puff of this yellowish mist, and it then just shrivels up. So you have like
I hate
a
it so much.
85% of them like fired ? If that's what these things do.
I should have brought a rag. My vac suit's going to be filthy.
Does the rock look intact?
Yes,
So yeah,
the rock.
The rock's brilliant.
you take a look at the rock and it looks like the same size rock. It does appear to be almost wet now.
Ew.
If you guys want, I can take
Who's
a stick
who's
and
going
poke one of
first?
these things, Dorian Gray says.
Sure, go for it.
All right, so she goes back into the root. She pulls a little dead branch off of it, and she
Oh, I
goes
don't
up
like that.
to one of these and pokes it. And again, this same spraying thing happens, and you see the stick just start to wilt and
did I tell you?
blacken, and the tip of it just falls off.
Nona's going to raise her hand.
Nona?
Yes, Nona.
Is that how plants normally work?
Apparently here, yeah. A little bit of trauma and they just
So,
wilt. And you know what?
Perhaps we should set these things off then
Same.
before we walk through here. Then,
Yeah, you
How
feel
about-
like a right asshole now, don't you, Tori?
Oh my God, Nona.
Well, I
Spicy words, Nona.
Spicy
No,
Nona.
that was
I'm
me.
sorry. I
No,
was very clearly wrong in this
that
very
was
specific.
that was Kirsten commenting on things. I didn't put my hand on my head. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're yelling at me, Jeff, for adding these
Being
things.
mean to
Okay.
no, for being sassy about it.
Maybe it's only
As many death traps as you like. Just don't get mad at us when we set them off.
I know.
maybe it's only organic things, but let's just set them off to be safe. I'll take out my gun and
To be
try and
safe.
All right, yeah,
shoot the rest.
Micah.
yeah. You guys slowly and methodically
I can
set
be
these
safe.
I
things
love it.
off.
Character growth.
Yeah. We
Yes.
set the things up.
You set these
All
things
the
up,
things up.
and periodically and methodically, and you make your way down. And as soon as these things shrivel up, they stay shriveled up. You're not entirely sure if there's some refractory period, or if these things are just now dead because you just murdered a bunch of flowers. But you guys make it to the
Heroes
end of
of
the
time.
hallway, and you see lab number 1 there out in front of you. The door appears to be ajar. It doesn't even appear to be closed. What do you guys want to do?
Jeff tries to send us on a guilt trip about the flowers, but it's totally fine.
That
with the
very
flower
clearly were
human
trying to
hybrids.
kill you.
Like,
Priority.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I mean, Mike is first, so I'll let Micah make decisions.
I'll open the door to the laboratory.
Cool. I will describe things within this laboratory.
Thank you.
So you
Everyone has a role.
and thus the deal is fulfilled.
So you see a couple of things in this room. You see 2 large vats that sit in the center of the room, and they give off this faint greenish yellow glow. It's weird. Liquids don't normally, glow like that, but whatever. You see roots wrap around the base of these, and the roots themselves then just radiate outwards towards the walls and then climb up the walls, almost like ivy. And then also then climb on the ceiling itself, and you just see some loosely held
Tendrils.
tendrils that just sort of fall from the ceiling itself. So it's very green in here. Additionally, you see a couple of rows of desks near the back of the room. You see that there are 2 long rows of identical workstations that, despite the state of everything, do seem to be powered. You see a data slab on there that has like a full-on green light. So apparently power is still in here somewhere. And additionally, you see a couple of doors, one that appears to go towards another hallway, and another one that's labeled as storage. And finally, in the middle of the room between yourself and the vats, you see this bloated corpse. It's not a human. It seems to be Sporan in nature. It looks very similar to the ones that you dealt with in the lobby, but it's definitely bigger, and it's definitely it's not svelte. It's got some curves to it. And in the center of this corpse, appears that it almost like ruptured from its center. And that's what you see in this room.
Cool.
You see glowing vats and all of this stuff.
Cool.
So does it seem like there is still stuff inside of this Sporan corpse, like present tense or past tense it like blew up?
It seems past tense that this was once a Sporan, and it is clearly no longer a Sporan. Its guts seem to have been like hollowed out.
Very gross. Great. How are the lights still on in here? What? I guess this is some like dark site. Maybe they have a generator, but it's so weird that all these computers are still on. I'm gonna like wander into the room.
Some data they didn't want to lose, yeah.
And I guess, kind of keep my gun at the ready, looking for any other Sporans that might be lurking behind the vats or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah. So mocha
Mocha?
mocha latte.
Somebody needs caffeine.
That's an NPC we haven't even met yet that Jeff was like planning a reveal.
That's my
Mocha
new fake
latte.
name.
Mocha latte.
Micah is moving towards the center of the room just to sort of scan everything out. What's everyone else doing?
Alex is posted up at the door again.
Okay, just hanging out by the doorway.
Yeah, heading for kind of like back against the door frame. Every once in a while he like peeks into the room, but is mostly like looking up and down the hallway.
Okay. Dorian Gray will move in and look down the other hallway that leads out of this room and just periodically just look around and gather everything in. Nona, is there anything in particular that you want to do?
Computers.
Yes.
Workstation.
Okay.
Information dump.
Claire will then is curious about
No.
the bloated. No, she is, and she's going to go towards this thing in the center of the room and start just like looking at it and like maybe poking it with a stick.
Well, Nona's not going to say anything because Nona is not genre savvy, but Kirsten is very mad at our
So
space child.
as she's looking at this corpse, she's like, I think there's bite marks on this thing. Like teeth and bite and pull and rip and shred and all of that.
There's what? I'm gonna walk over and look at what she's looking at.
Yeah, and you take a quick look, and she points out what she sees, and you see this crescent like piece just ripped out. What you're able to gather is like this thing maybe burst open, but then something was then gnawing on the inside, and it's something that isn't just like tiny rat chew marks. Like this is something sizable, something like human sized.
Yeah, and the teeth that are inside the like Sporan flower face didn't really look like that. Was that more of like a circular?
Yeah, you're
thing?
not even sure they can necessarily chew. Like they don't seem to be able to flex that ring of mouths. It just seems like they put things in it, and the teeth is just there to prevent it from going back up.
Okay, yeah, it looks like there might be some other things here that are maybe kind of big and have teeth and like to eat dead plant people.
Oh, good. Good.
Also-
Good.
Because this was full of acid, so maybe they eat as I don't know. That's probably not good though.
Cool. So Micah and Claire are by the corpse. Nona is on the other side, and she is looking at the hard drive.
Yep.
Sorry, the data slab.
Yep.
And you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, we're looking for the information that we came here for.
It's semi-corrupted. The only thing that you can really get is another one of these silly notes. And it specifically says, day 492. Now that we have a strong grasp on the ratios we would like to use, we can finally investigate the addition of metadimensional soaked material. I can only imagine the application of a subservient psychic sporan. We must do this scientifically, however, so we must make sure to take samples at several levels of metadimensionally soaked material. We are lucky that our current specimens in cold storage have no evidence of torching, so we should be able to build up levels of metadimensional energy as we extract the material. I suppose we should take extra precautions as well regarding security. I'll get Dr. Chang to clear out his plant trap project in lab number 2 to give us some space to work. And while he does that, I suppose I will retrieve the data files from our genetic donors from the file storage. Can't be too careful knowing what you're working with. Dr. Lily Isley.
That was which day again there, Jeff?
What?
Was that day 492?
That was day 492.
No, you mean one day before day 493?
What?
Crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Nah, they're probably fine.
It's probably just a coincidence. Anyway, good job on your numbering.
So, are you guys doing anything else in this room?
I mean, so one thing for sure, it seems like Dr. Lily Isley over here was intending to retrieve information from file storage, which means it's either at file storage or wherever she is. I'm guessing these references to genetic donors is what we are looking for.
Yeah, she said cold storage.
So she needed to get the files from the donors that are in cold storage.
Oh, about the donors. That are,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, not really a shock, but yeah, obviously they were experimenting on psychics here. So
If it makes you feel any better, they didn't get very far.
sounds like it. It does make me feel a little
Less
bit
than
better.
a year and a half.
Yeah, good math.
Thank you. Good math, Claire. Nice job. Yeah. So it sounds like there's somewhere else where they had files. Maybe there's still something there, and we don't know what happened to Lily.
Yep.
Not Pamela.
Not Pamela. Lily. It's another plant. It's even more plant than plant.
All right. While Nona's reading that off, I'm gonna keep a respectful distance, but I do want to look at the vats of glowing liquid. Are the others who have their vac suits on, is it looking more radioactive around those or anything like that?
Oh, with like the Geiger counter?
Yeah.
No, not particularly. You can't tell. As you approach, it is definitely giving off this weird glow. You're not entirely sure if the liquid itself is bioluminescent or if there's something like beneath it shining through. But as you get closer and closer to these vats, you actually notice that there's this very clear, like shimmering, bubbling liquid. But additionally, there appear to just be these flowers that are resting on top of the surface, like with 5 petals, a ring in the center. You can see down them. It appears they are also toothy, and there's 4 of them, and nothing in particular. They don't immediately do anything, but there appears to be like these flowers just resting on top of this acid.
All right.
I say we leave this
Yeah, I'll
room
say
and never
y'all-
come back.
There might be 4 more inside the vats, it looks like. So maybe we leave for now
Yeah.
and don't wake them up.
Is it like a catwalk over the vats, or like the vats
how
in
big are
The
the?
vats are
vats?
just open.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how big are they? You're talking like cauldron size, pail size.
So it does seem to be that they're set into the ground a little bit. But they are probably, I want to say, they're pretty big. I'm going to say they're 10 meters across, so 10 meters in diameter. And there's probably about 5 meters in between the 2 of them. And yeah, it seems that there's 2 of these petals in either of these.
This is a much larger
vats.
room than I was envisioning.
And we didn't see any other branching paths behind us, right? Like we have to, if we want to go deeper, we have to either get through the rubble or go across the lab.
That's correct.
Okay.
There also appears to be another door in this room for like storage or something like that.
On which side of the vats, Jeffrey?
Yeah.
On the
Far side or near side?
equilateral triangle from the 2 hallways.
Okay.
So on like the opposite side of the room from those.
Well, as long as they don't leave the vats and we don't damage the vats in any way, because I have a feeling that the glow stick liquid inside of them should not be inside of us. We have to press onwards.
Those are good instincts.
Yeah. I try not to drink the glow sticks anymore.
As tempting as it is. Hey, let's try and be quiet and go around the edge of the room, get to the other side.
Right. One at a
Sure.
time. Who wants to do it first?
I mean,
So like Dorian
We
Gray
could
is
do-
already there, and she's been hearing this entire conversation, and she's like, "All right."
I give her 2
Yeah,
thumbs up.
she just does the thumbs up, and I assume at this point, like you guys are trying to be as quiet as possible.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need you all to make a dex sneak check, please. Sneaky,
I'm not a sneaky.
sneaky, sneaky.
7 for me.
9. Wait, no, 10. I get to add.
Oh, Claire.
5.
Claire got a 6.
All right. Well, the back end of our
Sorry, so that
train
was Claire 6,
7.
7 for Micah,
10.
10 for Nona, and then
5.
5. The DC was a 6.
Okay, fell.
So as you walk away, try and just keep your voices down and shuffle away. Alex, just there's a piece of tile that seems to be just a little bit higher than everything else. It's no longer perfectly flat, and the tip of your foot just catches it, and you do stumble really quickly and put your hand out, and you knock over one of the desks, and then all of the other desks just sort of fall over and
Shitty
Not what I was
construction.
expecting.
It's just dominoes of desks that go around the room.
Me and
This
my love
room
of
is not OSHA compliant.
me and my love of knocking over furniture.
Just come back to haunt me. They won't let
And-
you in IKEA anymore.
You hear from the vats themselves a bubbling.
Right.
But nothing immediately happens. Like there's some aggressive bubbling happening.
Killzone lesson number 1: be on the other side of that door, and he books it
Okay.
over towar's the.
So Alex is moving into the other hallway.
I kind of want to throw a grenade at you guys.
Nona, do not.
we have them though.
we are
have
not
so
damaging
many.
the vats.
Yeah,
Okay, fine. We leave.
I was thinking
The
of
vats of
shooting
glowing
them,
yellow liquid.
I want to explode it everywhere.
shooting them ahead of time, but I think we should not.
All
Mess
right,
with the
we can
vats.
just leave.
Okay, so you guys are all moving
We've
into.
moved from stealth to speed, and we're just continuing on. We'll shut the door behind us and hope it doesn't notice that's where we went.
Okay. So you just make your way. Who's is Dorian Gray going to be keeping up the rear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So you guys make your way into it. You hear some splishing and splashing. Dorian Gray's keeping a look back and going to keep you guys.
To be fair, like Alex isn't trying to get as deep into the lab as he can. He probably gets to the hallway and then, we'll turn around and like have the pistol ready because
Okay. Are you? So Alex is getting ready for a fight.
The kill zone is that he wants something that isn't just a wide open area. He wants a area that he can control,
I see.
and kind of like the doorway or something like that is that thing where he has cover and the things don't.
Okay. So you like get set up on like one side of the door, on one panel of the door.
Yeah, if everybody else is moving though, that's like
and Claire
move
will
with them.
see you're posting up, so she will then post up again on the other side.
Yeah, sure.
Dorian Gray, noticing this, will back up Claire. And what are you guys doing? Nona
Yeah, I mean,
and-
I thought we were leaving, but if we're not leaving, I'm not one to run from a fight.
Yeah.
you don't know what's deeper in. Running in and then having these things come behind you isn't necessarily
exactly.
I'm
Yeah,
a
I mean, I'm
foul.
gonna shine a flashlight down the rest of the hallway to hopefully, see if there's any like obvious corner right there where something could sneak up on us from that direction. But then I will turn around also.
Okay, so I will then quickly do this.
Uh-huh.
You look down this other hallway, and there's some more directional arrows. One that says to cold storage, and another one that says to lab 2. You look over farther down the hallway to the one that says to lab 2, and it appears that there is a door like very clearly shut. Everything else has been fairly open, but this one almost seems like rusted shut, like perhaps like there's something pressing up against the other side of the door such that it wouldn't necessarily open very easily. In front of that door is more of these bloated corpses just lying down in haphazard locations. Again, all of them with their stomach ruptured, and you can't quite see from this distance, but you would assume that there might be some teeth marks on them as well. You can't immediately point them out, but it seems in a very similar state to the one that you saw in the room that you just left. And on the other side, there's cold storage. The door seems open on that side, but you can't see what's in there.
Okay. Is there like any obvious trail coming off of the corpses? Like, oh, something ate them and it dripped juices in that direction.
There's like,
We're at a distance.
yeah,
still.
there's 4 or 5 of them, and it appears that they've maybe happened at different times,
Okay.
as if something maybe lured them around this corner, killed them, and then left them. And you look for the splatter, and it almost seems to just like disappear. It doesn't seem to go any particular direction. It happened there, and then either someone was very clean or just something else happened.
All right. Yeah, it looks like our back might not be safe. I'm gonna.
I can watch that.
All right.
I have
I'll
a
deal
gun.
with what's in front of us then. So I will turn around and let Nona keep an eye for that.
Okay.
Nona will watch down the corridor for signs of movement with her big old gun.
So Nona's keeping up the back.
Yep.
I guess then, Micah, you will move to behind Alex. So you've got Alex, then Micah, Claire on the other side of the doorway, and then Dorian Gray facing in towards this room that you just left in order to hopefully make this kill zone, whereas as soon as something steps into there, it is decimated.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you guys stay in these positions, no, you don't immediately see anything, but you're keeping an eye trained in case anything comes from that direction, in case the commotion causes something else to notice you. And out of these vats, you see a number of these sporans, but they're different than the ones that you faced in the lobby. They're fatter and larger, very similar to these corpses that are dotting the hallway as well as in that room itself. And as it starts to pull itself out of the vat, and it just slumps onto the ground itself, and you can just see this glowing, sickly, greenish yellow liquid pouring out of them, and almost like there's still pockets within them that's springing leaks. So it almost seems like they're constantly leaking this liquid. And almost every single movement that this creature makes is belabored, and it seems just ready to burst at the seams with something that is just building within it. And it lets out like this sickening gurgle from its mouth as it waves its petals at you in some kind of display of aggression. And at that, you see these four come out in front of you. And then from the ceiling, you see pop, just a blob of some kind fall from the ceiling. And then another one, and then another one. And then 8 of them in total just fall onto the ground. And you see your friends from the lobby, just these more svelte compared to their larger brethren, but still thorny and still ornery sporans.
Still horny.
Spornery.
And you know what, guys? I think that's where we'll end today's episode.
Okay.
That's fine, Jeffrey.
It's good.
It's okay.
It's good.
It's just like
gross.
She's like, okay,
Oh,
I
we
took
haven't
2
even,
rounds. And
we haven't even gotten to my favorite part of this dungeon yet.
It's just gonna
The
get
death
worse
part.
and
The death.
There's the wall masters from Zelda. Just the worst things you could
They
find.
just drop down
the
and grab you.
redeads.
Oh, yeah.
To stream. And a dude named Kyle.
That's the game.